Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. How was your break over the Easter break? What did you guys do? Me and my family didn't really do a lot. It was nice to have a break though, but we didn't do much, just watch Netflix a lot and look at the sunny days outside and wishing we were outside. I hope you guys are all doing well. We've now been like this for, I guess this is our 5th week. Let me know how you're doing. You guys have been awesome about giving me your homework back and keeping in contact with me. And honestly, any questions or doubts or anything that you have, please ask me. I'm happy to help. I'm here all the time. So what we're going to do today is, well, we're going to do something a little bit different with the videos because I think I was giving you guys a little bit too much homework. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the exercises with you that I want you to do, and we're going to pause the videos as normal. But I'm going to try to give you some sign. I think I'm going to hold up the whiteboard here. I almost hit myself in the face. I'm going to hold up the whiteboard and write homework on it and show you exactly what the homework is. And I'm not going to give you so much. I'm going to give you just a little bit on Tuesday and a little bit on Thursday because I don't want to overload you with homework. So what I'd like to do first is, can you guys go to page 83 just here, okay? We're only going to do one page today, and then in the next class on Thursday we're going to do 2 pages, but I'm going to try to keep the classes to 1 page a day, more or less, and see how that goes. Also, before we start, we're going to start trialing some different types of classes so that maybe we can do a class on Zoom once a week that would replace one of the YouTube videos, or maybe we could have a YouTube video on Tuesday, for example, explaining lots of concepts, and then on Thursday we could have a Zoom class. If you guys know what Zoom is, it's kind of like Skype, except lots of people can join and talk at the same time. So we might do that if you're interested in that, and that can be where you can have speaking practice, okay? So we have to see how that works. Tell me what your thoughts are about Zoom. It's really easy to download, and it's actually really easy to use, and there's some features on there that are really cool. Like I can share on the screen what I have on my computer for you guys to see it. It's really cool, and I would recommend it. It'd be pretty good to have that interactive part that we're not really getting from our YouTube videos. So with all that aside, have a look at 83, okay? We're going to be talking about a couple of concepts that you probably have already done because you've been studying English for quite a long time, okay? So I'm sure you've heard a lot, let me just get my pencil case, about countable and uncountable nouns, okay? They're really obvious when we're talking about physical things, but when we're talking about abstract nouns or abstract concepts, it becomes a little bit trickier, okay? So if you say, for example, orange, which is a fruit, okay, and you say bread, okay, like this, which one of these is a countable noun? Well, it's going to be orange because you can physically say, I have 1 orange, I have 2 oranges. I mean, you can make that word plural. It can be singular or it can be plural. That's why this is countable. You can count it. But bread is uncountable because you cannot say breads. You cannot say in the shop there are 2 breads or 3 breads. You cannot make this word plural. You have to change it in some way to make it plural. We do not say breads. You could say pieces of bread, loaves of bread, slices of bread. You have to change the word completely to make it countable. So you cannot count this word exactly, okay? These 2 words are obvious because they're things you can see, you can touch, they're physical objects. But we're going to be talking about something a little bit different today. So if something is countable or uncountable in terms of abstract nouns, it can be a little bit more difficult. Let's see what we can think of for an abstract noun. Okay, so for countable abstract nouns, maybe you could say like a condition, like a working condition. Like when somebody's working, are the working conditions good? Do they get a good salary? Is it clean where they work? Do they have a good timetable, etc.? These are the different conditions, okay? And for uncountable, maybe we could say advice. Okay. The problem with these words is that possibly in your language, they are countable. Well, this one is countable, but this one is probably countable in your language, but in English, no. So that's why it's a bit different. So countable, abstract nouns, you can't touch a condition, you can't see it. It's just a concept that exists. You can say, I have one condition at work, and that is that we all dress in a uniform, for example. Or I can say the conditions at work are very good. So this can be countable. You can count the different conditions. Uncountable is advice. Okay, this is something you can't count. You can't say advices. As much as you want to say this, you cannot say advices. Advice is just a singular word, and it can be a plural concept. You can give someone advice, but that could be one thing you could tell them or more things. You can give pieces of advice. Here, I'll write this down because this is quite useful. Okay, you can give advice, or you can give advice, or you can give pieces of advice. Okay, so these are some collocations that go with advice, but this is uncountable. You cannot make it plural. So this is what we're going to talk about a little bit today. So in your book, on page 83, have a look at the table that says countable and uncountable nouns. We're going to do this part together. Read the sentences. Are the nouns in bold countable or uncountable? Well, we've just done some of them together, so this should be quite easy. Number 1 says accommodation was overcrowded. 2, working conditions were terrible. 3, workers had poor diets, perhaps a piece of bread or potato for lunch. This is, I think, yeah, this is from this text. It's not just random, it's from this text. So choose the correct alternative. What do you think? Are they countable or uncountable? So let's do A first and then B. So accommodation, can you say accommodations? Can you say there are different accommodations? I kind of feel like you can't. Conditions, you can say more than one. Bread, we already said, is uncountable. And potato, countable. Okay, so have a look. I think number 1, we can say it's uncountable. Number 2 is countable. Number 3, bread is uncountable and potato is countable. Okay, so choose the correct alternative. Countable nouns have or don't have a plural form. Okay, countable nouns do have a plural form. Potato, potatoes, for example. Can or can't use a. Can use a. A potato, a condition, remember, an orange, you can, okay? Uncountable nouns, number 3, have or don't have a plural form. Uncountable nouns don't have a plural form. Remember, like advice, advices, no, you can't make a plural form. Can or can't use a or an. You can't use a or an. An advice, no, a piece of advice, a bread. A piece of bread, for example. In English, when you want to make an uncountable noun countable, we often, very often, use a piece of. This is a really common high-frequency phrase to make an uncountable noun countable. Like a piece of advice, a piece of bread. It doesn't work for everything, but it works for a lot of things. And the last one, use expressions like a piece of, oh yeah, sorry, they just said it. A piece of or 2 items of, okay? So yeah, that's not a question, but that's just part of an uncountable noun. So in number 7, have a look at the 6 sentences, pause the video, and correct the mistakes in each sentence, and then we'll do it together, okay? So I assume you've paused the video now, and we're going to do it together on the board. I told you some of the answers for these already because my examples were the same as in the book and I didn't know it. So number 7, exercise 7, number 1. Could you give me an advice? An advice? No. A piece of advice. A piece of advice, you can say. Or a bit of advice. Okay, a piece of advice or a bit of advice. A bit just means a small amount. Okay. Number 2, the furniture in the rooms are really old. The furniture in the rooms, furniture, it's like chairs, tables, beds, things like this in your house. Furniture it's a plural concept, but it's an uncountable noun because you can't make it plural. So the furniture in the rooms is really old, you could say. Number 3, we had to wait a long time for our baggages. Okay, so when you're in the airport, you get to your destination, maybe you're in Italy and you're like, woohoo, I'm here, and you're waiting for your baggage. You're not waiting for your baggages, okay? You're waiting for your baggage, which means your luggage. It's the same, okay? So yeah, you can't make that plural. You have to eliminate the S. Baggage or luggage, for example. Number 4, their science labs have up-to-date equipment. Okay. In Spanish, I think you can make this plural. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can. In English, no. You would just say equipment because it assumes that it's a plural concept, but the word itself is only singular. So you can have equipment without the S. Number 5, people is often angry about vandalism. You should know this, okay? Because this is a very false friend. People in Spanish is singular. Let me get that right. Yeah. In Spanish, people is singular. In English, people is plural. People are, always are. People are, people have. Okay, never has or is. People is plural. So in number 5, people are often angry. Number 6, I didn't get the job in the restaurant because I didn't have any experiences. I mean, this is a hard one because you can say experiences, but it means something different. If you have many experiences, it means that maybe you traveled a lot, maybe you had a lot of life experience, you got to know a lot of people, a lot of things happened to you. But in number 6, they're asking for experience related to the job. So you couldn't say experiences. It's only singular, experience. Okay? So those are countable and uncountable nouns. Look at this box here. Okay? Quantifiers. You need to read the sentences and complete the rules with the words in bold. So, number 1, a lot of water was polluted. Number 2, there wasn't much money to spend on food. Pay attention to the noun after the quantifier, okay? For example, water, money. Number 3, potatoes were the only vegetable a lot of people ate, and there was only a little meat. Number 4, a few people could afford fruit or cheese, but not many. So, A, B, and C, what do we use with uncountable or countable nouns? Pause the video, think about this yourself, and then complete this, okay? So, welcome back to the video after you pause it. I hope you guys are pausing this and doing it and not just waiting for the answers. Now, letter A says we use with both countable nouns and plural countable nouns. Well, both. We would say, have a look, a lot of water. Water is uncountable, so a lot of is for uncountable, and a lot of people, okay? We use a lot of with both uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns. A lot of. You can say a lot of water, a lot of cats, a lot of furniture, a lot of windows. A lot of can be used for everything, okay? B, we use and with uncountable nouns only. So, what are some uncountable nouns? Money, meat. Okay, yeah, money and meat are uncountable. So a little and much. We use a little and much, or much and a little, with uncountable nouns only. There isn't much water in the desert. There's only a little water in the desert. Okay, it's only for uncountable. A little and much. Letter C, we use and with plural countable nouns only. So plural and countable. You would obviously use a few and many. There are a few chairs in the room. There are many chairs in the room. Okay, so let's review. A few and many you use for plural countable nouns. A little and much you use for uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns as well. And then you use a lot of for both of them. Okay, so have a look at B. We usually use much and many in negative or affirmative sentences. Let's see, we usually use much and many in negative sentences. And 2, we usually use a lot of, a little, and a few in negative or affirmative sentences. We use it with affirmative. That means positive. Okay, positive sentences. Good. Can you guys do number 9 and complete the sentences with a lot of, much, many, or a little, or a few? Pause the video, do number 9. Okay? Now, I think you've probably done this now. We're going to do it together. I'm not going to write it down because I think you can just listen and you can write the answer, okay? So number 1, there weren't rooms in an average house in an industrial town. There weren't, there can be more than one option, okay? I would say there weren't a lot of rooms in an average house in an industrial town, or there weren't many rooms. Many or a lot of is okay. Number 2, only people could afford to travel. Only a few people could afford to travel. Yeah, only a few. Number 3, there was only money to spend on accommodation. There was only a little money to spend on accommodation. Number 4, unfortunately, children worked in factories during the Industrial Revolution. Unfortunately, many children worked in factories. I wouldn't say a few or a lot of. Unfortunately, a lot. No, I would say a lot of or many. Okay, number 4 is a lot of or many. Number 5, often those children didn't eat fruit or vegetables. Didn't eat much fruit or many vegetables. That's what I would say. Or a lot of, you could say, didn't eat much fruit or a lot of fruit or a lot of vegetables. A lot of can be for anything, okay? But you can say didn't eat much fruit or many vegetables. If you guys are confused about this, ask me, okay? But I think it's more or less straightforward. Now, the last thing that is a little bit confusing. Grammar tip, it says a little and a few versus little and few. So the letter A makes all the difference. Let me try to write some examples for you. So today, I unfortunately drank little water. I'm writing this for you, okay? I drank little water. Okay, sorry. Give me 1 second. I drank little water. You don't see the letter A, okay? This is a valid sentence. I drank little water. I drank almost no water. I don't know why. I just forgot, okay? But if I change the sentence and I say, I drank a little water, like this, I drank a little water, it means I had some. The addition of the letter A means some. Okay? If you eliminate A and say, I drank little water, it means almost nothing. Okay? Almost nothing. Did you eat or drink little something today? I ate little bread today as well. I usually eat so much bread because bread is my favorite food ever. I'm obsessed with bread. Anything with bread or like pastries, all the stuff that's bad for you, I love it. So I ate little bread today, and I drank little water today. But I can change that and say, tomorrow I hope to drink a little water and I hope to eat a little bread. Some. Okay? The same aspect applies for few and a few. You can say, for example, yeah. So, sorry, let me explain that again. A little and little are for uncountable nouns. Few and a few are for countable. Sorry, didn't mention that. So, I ate few, let's see, what do I usually eat? Yogurt. I love yogurt as well. I ate few yogurts today. So this is plural. I ate few yogurts today. I ate few. Almost nothing for plural, okay? But I ate a few yogurts. That means maybe 3 or 4. I don't know, 2 or 3. Not a huge quantity, but more than I probably should. Okay? So this is the difference. Some or almost none. With the letter A, it means some. If you don't have the letter A, it means almost nothing. So please look at number 10. Okay, choose the correct alternative. You guys need to do this for homework, okay? Let me just make this clear so that you know. Okay, I'm gonna write on here the homework. That's not the only homework, but it's not a lot, okay? So homework is page 83. Okay, this is homework. Page 83, number 10. Okay, and yes, this is not just a hashtag. This is a number symbol. Okay, and I'd like you to do number 11 as well, which are the transformations. Okay, so number 10 and number 11. This is homework for Thursday. Okay, if you guys think, sorry, there's like a hair in my mouth. If you guys think I'm giving you too much homework, please tell me, because I don't want you to feel stressed out or overwhelmed. If you think maybe you're behind and you didn't do week 2 or week 3 and you didn't do the test for the homework over Easter, please tell me and I can give you less. I don't want you to be stressed. This is supposed to be something fun and so you can keep up with your English, but not in a stressful way. So if you feel stressed, please write me. You can write to me a personal message and say, Maggie, look, I feel stressed. Can you please not give us so much homework? And that's absolutely fine. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that is the end of our class. Please tell me how you feel. If, like I just said, if there's too much homework, let me know. If you're happy with the classes, let me know. And your homework, again, I'm going to tell you is number 10 and 11 about what we did today. Okay. So that's all, and you'll have another class on Thursday. Okay, guys. Bye. Have a good rest of your week. See ya.